Right. The welcome to another session of Cellular Mobile Communications Unit 5. Today we discuss about the topic is global system for mobile. This is a very important topic in cellular mobile communications. It is useful for projects, advanced projects. Here the GSM is nothing but global system for mobile. Global system for mobile. Here this GSM technology is developed by CEPT. CEPT. That is it is a European group. It is developed by GSM, and the time division multiple access system is used in GSM technology. Here, present we are using mobiles, right? We are inserting a SIM card in our mobile, and we can go for accessing internet or calls, whatever it may be. That is called GSM technology we are using nowadays also. It is a European technology. Here the GSM having two main objectives. Here the GSM supports roaming, which compatibility with any technology, that is with compatible with ISDN technology. ISDN nothing but integrated service digital network. What is meant by ISDN? Why are using ISDN? Here ISDN is nothing but integrated service digital network, which is used for internet access through our landline connection. Suppose you are in your home having a landline telephone. Suppose we want internet connection through that landline telephone only. At that time we have to add ISDN network to that landline telephone. At that time what is it? ISDN. Right. And which it can offers multiple services. The GSM offers multiple services. What are the multiple services it offers? The GSM supports call. You can make a call. You can send SMS, short message services. You can access internet. Nowadays we are using 4G, 5G internet access. That is also possible by GSM network. That is, the GSM supports roaming. The GSM supports multiple services. Right. Here, the GSM, the first commercial GSM is called D2 system, and it is implemented in Germany in the year of 1992. But basic theoretical part and the basic development start in 1982. But the first implemented in 1992. That is 10 years gap is there. But developer stage, starting stage and implementing stage. The developing in European group and implemented in Germany. The first that at that time the GSM is called D2 system. Now we discuss about the specification summary for GSM cellular system. That is specifications. Right. Here the multiple access technique which we are using is FDMA/TDMA. They are given theoretical part, but present practically we are using TDMA. The multiple access technology for GSM is TDMA. And the duplex technique is FDD, frequency division duplexing. Next, uplink frequency band. Uplink nothing but mobile station to base station frequency. That is 890 to 915 megahertz. 890 to 915 megahertz. And downlink frequency band. The downlink frequency band is the thing from the frequency which is used for base station to mobile station. That is 933 to 960 megahertz. And the channel spacing is 200 kilohertz. Nothing but suppose we are taking 890 to 915 megahertz uplink frequency. This can be divided number of channels. Each channel width is 200 kilohertz. And modulation which we are using in GSM is GMSK. GMSK. Next, speech coding. That is for encoding technique. The encoding technique which we are using RPE LTP/13 coding. And speed channels per RF channel. That is 8 channels are available for transmitting voice. The channel rate, data rate is 270.833 kbps speed. And frame duration is 4.615 milliseconds. Frame, that is we are using TDMA, right? In TDMA, we are transmitting based upon time slots. That's why we're taking frame duration, that is 4.615 milliseconds. Now we are entering the main topic of GSM is GSM architecture. GSM architecture. Here the GSM can be contains 4 subsystems. The first one is mobile station. The second one is base station subsystem. The third one is network and switching subsystem. The fourth one is operation subsystem. Here this one, the thick line shows data connection. User data flow connection. The thin line shows control flow for establishing connections establishment. That is, the GSM contains 4 subsystems. That is mobile station, first one. The second one, base station subsystem. The third one is network and switching subsystem. The fourth one is operation subsystem. Now we can move to each and every subsystem one by one. The first one is mobile station. So what is a mobile station? What is the purpose we are using? Mobile station is nothing but standalone piece. Standalone piece of electronic equipment, which can be used to connect many devices present days. Nowadays we are using the connection from mobile to desktop systems, mobile to laptop systems, mobile to printers, mobile to fax. What if somehow whatever device we have to connect through mobile system only present days. Here the mobile station contains again 2 parts. First one is mobile equipment plus subscriber identity module SIM. That is, if you having your mobile unit, it contains mobile equipment first, and we have to insert a SIM card. What is meant SIM? Subscriber identity module. Here mobile equipment is not a personal one, but SIM card, I think, but once we have to go purchase SIM card, it contains registrations. When the SIM card is inserted into mobile equipment only, it is called a mobile station. Otherwise, it is not a mobile station. Mobile station is nothing but it is a combination of mobile equipment plus SIM card. Then only it is a mobile station. Once you have to insert SIM card into mobile equipment, then only the particular mobile station belongs to particular subscriber. That is about mobile station. Mobile station is nothing but contains mobile equipment and SIM card. The second one is base station subsystem. Base station subsystem. Here the base station subsystem is nothing but which is used for connection between mobile station and network and switching subsystem. It is interface. See this one figure. The base station subsystem is nothing but it is interface between the mobile station and network and switching subsystem. It is the interface. Here this base station subsystem contains again 2 parts. The first one is BTS. The second one is BSC. What is meant BTS? Base station transceiver station. What is meant BSC? Base station controller. Here what is meant BTS? The BTS is nothing but which transmits and receives the signals from R2 to mobile station. That is, suppose I am taking one base station. The base station contains antennas at the top of the base station. That is BTS. Here in this BTS contains TRAU, transcoder rate adaptation unit, which is used for encoding and decoding for the transmitting data. Encoding and decoding, transmitting data. You see this figure. This is about base station subsystem. This is for mobile station. This is for base station, total base station subsystem. This is for MSC. And this HLR we discuss later and OAM. This base station subsystem contains 2 parts, BTS and BSC. The BTS nothing but transceivers which can be transmit signals to a mobile station or from mobile station to BTS. The connection. Once the signal is received, then goes to BSC. Here in this interface is there. There are three types of interfaces. First one is radio interface or air interface. That is from our mobile unit to nearest base station is wireless. At that time it is called as the radio interface or air interface. Next, the second interface is in between BTS to BSC. That is called the ABIS interface. Next, the interface between BSC, base station control, to mobile switching center is called the A interface. That is the three types of interfaces in base station subsystem: radio interface or air interface. Second one is ABIS interface. The third one is A interface. Right, that is the same thing which we are using here. Here we are taking number of companies can manufacture mobile units. Suppose you have some Nokia mobile is there, Samsung, Oppo. Different companies can design their own mobile equipments. But we have to, at the time of designing equipment, must and should have to follow these interfaces and protocols. Right. This is about this is about the second part of GSM technology, that is base station subsystem. Next, we have to move to the third one is network and switching subsystem. Network and switching subsystem. Here, the network and switching subsystem is nothing but just like MSC. What is MSC? Mobile switching center or MTSO, mobile telephone switching office. Nothing but the NSS is nothing but it is intelligent network and which performs main switching functions. Here, the NSS can manage the communication between number of GSM users and other telecommunications users. See this one. The NSS can control number of base stations. It is connection to PSTN. That is PSTN is nothing but public switch telephone network. Here this figure shows external environment. This is for internal environment of NSS. This is nothing but this is the total block of NSS. Network and switching subsystem. In this, NSS contains GMSC, MSC/VLR, HLR, and AUC. And here we are using the protocols is the SS7, signaling system 7 protocols. I think you know this SS7 protocols. I think you are studied in computer networks. SS7 protocol, signaling system 7 protocols. Now we discuss on each and every part of this NSS. That is, the first one is GMSC, the second one is MSC or VLR, third one is HLR and AUC. Right. What is meant by MSC, mobile switching center, which can coordinate all base stations and based on GSM users. And second one is interworking function, IWF. Here the purpose of IWF working is it can differentiate the type of service, either packet switching or circuit switching. When we are going for circuit switching, the circuit switching is used for transmission of our voice call. When we are going for packet switched network, the packet switching network which is used for transmission of data through internet accessing. That is, the interworking function can differentiate The service is either packet switched or circuit switched. Next one is home location register. Home location register. Here, what is a home location register? Yes, see this one, home location register. Suppose you are buying a new SIM card. You are buying a new SIM card and you are buying this SIM card in Andhra Pradesh. And your registration is also done in Andhra Pradesh. Nothing but you are the subscriber is related to AP Telecom Circle. AP Telecom Circle. Nothing but HLR, home location register. Nothing but your SIM card is registered under AP Telecom Circle. At that time, that the HLR maintains database related to AP Telecom Circle. Suppose you are moved to Karnataka Telecom Circle temporarily. You are moved to Karnataka Telecom Circle temporarily. At that time, you are a visitor in Karnataka Telecom Circle. Your home is AP Telecom Circle. You are entering into Karnataka Circle is a visitor. That's why at that time, temporarily your registration data can move to AP Telecom Circle to Karnataka Telecom Circle. Karnataka Telecom Circle. At that time, your data is stored in VLR, Visitor Location Register, temporarily. Here in this figure shows AUC, Authentication Controller. What is Authentication Controller? It is used for protect your registration data in both HLR and VLR database. Which products? The next one is Gateway MSC. The Gateway MSC is nothing but which is used in order to set up a requested call. The call is initially routed to Gateway MSC, which finds the correct HLR by knowing the directory number of GSM subscriber. That is the Gateway MSC. Once you have to dial a number, dial in a mobile phone, the signal goes from mobile station to base station, the base station to MSC. At that time, before going to MSC, the Gateway MSC is there. The Gateway MSC is used to find out exact database of subscriber. That is, the subscriber is home or visitor. At that time, GMSC. Next, STP, signaling transfer point. The signaling transfer point, nothing but which can be used for all controlling. Right. This is about the third one is NSS, network and switching subsystem. The next last one is operation subsystem, OSS. The operation subsystem can be made in three functions. That is, the first function is network operation and maintenance function, subscription management, including charging and billing, and mobile equipment management. Mobile equipment management. These are three functions of the OSS. That is, first one is network operation and maintenance functions. The second one is subscription management, including charging and billing. The next one is mobile equipment management. These are three functions. Now we can show these three functions in a figure. See this one. This is base station, which is connected to network operation and maintenance, which is connected to NSS. NSS connected to subscription management charging. That is a mobile station which contains two parts: mobile equipment plus SIM. This is which is connected to mobile equipment management. That is, mobile equipment management is nothing but once we can insert a SIM card, it shows whether it is signal is coming or not. What is the signal strength? Whether it is your home location or visitor location. What are some functions were described by mobile equipment management. Next, network operation and maintenance. Nothing but once the signal is coming, what is the encoding technique we are using? What is the decoding? What is the speed? Some of the functions are network operation and maintenance. On subscription management and charging. Here the subscription management and charging, nothing but at the time of buying SIM card. We can go for registration. That is subscription. We have to go for subscribe the particular mobile. Charging and billing. What are you charging? How much time you can use that mobile for network, and how much billing for that mobile network. These are about 3 functions. Right. Next, we are going for just we have to implementing this layering model of OSI layer model. I think you know OSI ISO model in computer networks. This layering model, how many layers in OSI model? 7 layers. The top layer is application layer. Second one is presentation, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. But in the layering model of GSM contains only this one. Only this is a figure of GSM plans. Here, the OSI model of GSM contains only 5 layers. The basic is 7, but we had selected 2. Only 5 layers contains in GSM model. The first one is transmission. The second one is radio resource management, RR. Third one is mobility management and communication management. And the last one is operation, administration, and maintenance. Here in this figure, the lower layers only for small scale operation. For upper layers contain for long term operation. Here the transmission layer, which provides connection between mobile to base station. The connection setup between our mobile to nearest base station. The second one is radio resource management, RR, which is used to defines protocols for management and transmission over radio interface and provides a stable link between mobile station to base station. Here, radio resource management, the term shows radio. Radio is nothing but wireless. How to manage the wireless connection? How to manage the wireless management? Wireless management. Nothing but we have to provide a stable connection between your mobile to base station. That is done by RR, radio resource management. The next one is mobile management, mobility management. Here the mobility management done on which maintains and manages the subscriber databases, include the location. That is, once you have to subscribe the particular telephone company, it finds that is a database of your mobile and find out the location where exactly the mobile is present. And which can be authenticates activities of SIM, HLR, and authentication, AUC. And remaining this communication management and operation administration maintenance all are done. Communication between base station to mobile station to again go for base station, MSC, like this. Communications done. And last one is operation, administration, maintenance. A simple one. This is the picture shows the functional plans of GSM. It is divided into 2 parts, operation part and user part. The user part contains CM, MM, RR, transmission. The operation contains OAM. Here the CM layer can be used for different functions. The CM layer, it is used for call control. It is used for supplementary services management, and it supports SMS. The call control is nothing but how to set up a call, how to maintain a call, and how to release a call. That is done by call control. And supplementary services. Present we are doing different types of services available by using mobile phone. And last one is SMS. SMS is nothing but short message service. SMS. Here the SMS contains 2 functions: mobile originating short message, mobile terminating short message. Here the mobile originating short message is nothing but you are the subscriber to send a text message. Please students, please mute your mobile phones. Please mute your mobile phones. Yes, some of the students are disturbing. Please. Here the mobile originating short message is nothing but the user only send SMS. Mobile terminating short message is nothing but it is SMS coming from base station. That is company messages. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much for attending today's class. Here today we discuss about the topics of what is my basic introduction of GSM, what is the architecture of GSM, what are the main subsystems of, what are the main parts of GSM architecture, and what is the OSI layer model of GSM. Thank you very much for attending today's class. Do you have any query? Type your query in a chat box.